I want to introduce you today a cage. The size of 2 meters times 3 meters is 6 square meters. This is Mr. Hoa's camp in the Dak Tri Quan district. This is an affiliate camp that's working for me. This camp has an area of 7 meters, half multiplied by 15 meters and set 25 barns. The size is 3 square meters. However, and there's one thing that's special about this that he has. It's the kind of cage it is. Closing 2 small cages means a horizontal cage 6 square meters long. This cage is small, yes. This cage then is smaller. Share with you what pros and cons of this type of large cage. Let your friends. If you see fit, you can follow it. Well, for a big cage like this, you guys, 2 characteristics I find. The first one is this cage it's more open. It's much more open than a small cage. You can also see it with your naked eyes. It's a small cage like this and a big cage like this. So that's the advantage of a big cage. The second one is this camp works very well. Last time, I advised them to do it. This ground is very high, guys, and it's very open, and it's here. Well, the barn, as you can see, is always below the ground, not the feet. There are no legs and no legs. The rack to raise because and when you do this, the plane is very flat. It's very flat and very hard, guys. The bottom of it, so we can stack it. Put the blister in. It's very compact. When we harvest, or when we clear the cage, we can climb into operate. That's the advantage of the drop. Drop it down to the bottom. That's what it is. But it's also, it comes with ants. You also have to do very well. You have to raise this so that it doesn't get moist. It is not damp. That's the base of this camp. It is higher than this high. The face, the size of this garden is very large. Take advantage of the silver. It has the advantage that it's cheap and fast. But that, after a while, it's very easy to bite you. So if you can buy alu. That thin one. Those 2 glasses are about 135,000 each. Run around this cage. It will be a long time. It's been a long time, guys. It's here. This is my 2nd generation, and it is very beautiful. I guess it has to be. But years 40 pounds a cage. That's a big cage, guys. It is more than 3 hours, and it is very healthy to eat. This time, I still give the cassava leaves. And I see. You can't look at the roof here. It's not too high. A little low. It's a little low this season. Just like this season is fine. But the season that's hot. Usually a house like this is too low. Sometimes the temperature it can be in here. It's around the 40 degrees. Guys, it's very steamy. Then it also affects crickets. That's why you should note that for the cage. This low to do a little bit of ventilation. The other day in the video I was talking about, around here, we can go to B40 and with a black net. The black net that people cover for the trees. Then with that net, it's milder. It's more open. How about this kind of cage if the dry season is sunny? You can't be comfortable. You can't breathe in 10 minutes. What is easy to say is very healthy, guys. Healthy crickets. If you look up at the barn, you know it's right rushing. Now. It's raining outside now. It's raining, so it's going to be a little noisy. I've been waiting for an hour to film. Well, here, he's got your knees. These barns are new. He said it was new. It is also very thick in the morning. It's very thick, and there's a lot of eggs. You see, this white one is your egg. There are still a lot of eggs. It's like a cage. At 3 meters, he dropped 8 holes. 8 loaves of paper is the quality of that thick egg. And this cage can drop up to 22 holes. 2 or 3 lodges. That's we can grow the cages more than you because guys. What's with the face? large area like this, then we can grow a blister. This is maybe a floor. Up more. You can go up 2-4 floors, and you can go up 2-4 floors. That space back then. The space, the area, let the crickets. It's in the egg taste because we can feed. Huge. It is very thick. Normal. For example, these 3 square meter cages we raise. The drama is probably only about 30 pounds. 30 pounds is kind of super productive. And like this cage, it can double up to dirt. 70 pounds is also available. You look at the area like this, we can grow eggs. We can grow very thick. But it also depends on the weather. Cool things too. It's not just that the factor is. The cage is as spacious as how you get to the door. Where are you guys? It has to add a cool weather element. But it's not too hot. That's it. Here, this cage is also same with the barns over there. Equal to age. As he wrote, it bloomed on June 22nd. It's the 10th. 14 of 15 is now. It's been 10 minus 23 days, guys. I'll show you this. It's very strong. This cage seems to be a bigger cage. This cage is almost on the milk cricket and on the milk crickets, guys. It is so thick that you will be there every day. Come back one day. I'm going to come down here directly to shoot. Let's see how much it weighs in a cage like this. Let's show you. Here's my cricket. It's terrible to eat cassava leaves, you guys. This cage is supposed to be hatched. It must have been for years. You see the hips. The cassava leaf is also terrible. It's not that it's not. It's a feeding trough. Please note this. It's a feeding trough. We haven't reached this feeding trough yet. How do you distribute food more evenly? The child is not. Cows can't go around the barn. Then later, it will grow bigger. I'll come back in a few days and show you the harvest scene. I will. Just to show you the level 0 of crickets. I'm sure if this kind of food, then it will be all. And not to mention that you've noticed every little thing. So that we can get out the chunks later. It's very quality. Look at this. There's no way to make a trough like this. Your crickets are very difficult. Not even big crickets. It crawls. Don't say it's like cricket. This. Why do you crawl in? It can only crawl on this side. The edges here. If it sticks a little bit like that, it's very difficult. Like I did the day before. I made a video of the camp at my house. We're made of paper. Paper is paper. They're done. Let's cut it into pieces, say 10 by 1 square. That's it. Every 20 inches, we put a piece. When we pour out the bran, it can eat everything. You can't allocate a cage like this here. In a moment, I will talk to him again so he can fix this problem. This cage is newly hatched, guys. This barn with the barn over there is this barn. This cage with this cage are new evidence came in today. This cage has been in bloom for 4 days. This cage has been here for 4 days. The cage is without placing. It's covered like this. It's been 4 days. No more cover, guys. It's hatched almost like an egg. As you can see, I can take it. Come on. Let's take a look. Almost no eggs in here. It's blooming, guys. No more cover. This cover is the purpose of keeping it moist. To keep it moist for the moment that the first ones. It's done. The ones that hatch after it haven't yet hatched. There's a lot of white eggs to hatch. You always see there are still a lot of eggs. Then you'll notice, for example, if the eggs are newly hatched, we also do this. You can cut the cardboard too. You can also cut the cardboard an envelope like this. Cover up the eggs and you're done. Leave it like that for 2 days or so. Let it bloom again. It's just that. And then give birth to a newly hatched pumpkin bran cassava, leaves all over the face. That's how you solve every 2 days. Food needs to be redone. That's okay, guys. It's not that hard. I'm sorry, guys. Please allow me to stop the video here.